In 2025, fruit production across the United States reached millions of tons, driven by regions with ideal climates for large-scale harvesting. Some crops depended on careful hand-picking, while others relied on modern machines built for speed and consistency. Together, these methods supplied fresh markets, processing plants, and export demand throughout the year. This is how the country's major fruit harvests were brought in for the 2025 season. The first crop begins in early summer with one of America's most widely harvested berries, blueberries. Early summer in Michigan and Oregon marks the start of blueberry harvest. Together, these regions supply more than 300 million pounds of blueberries each year. Because ripeness varies by cluster, the first stage of harvest is still done by hand. Workers enter the fields at dawn. Blueberry bushes stand in long, even rows. Pickers move quickly, selecting berries that detach with a light pull. Each ripe berry drops cleanly into the palm. Unripe fruit stays firm on the stem. Buckets hang at the worker's waist. Soft berries are poured into padded crates to prevent bruising. Crews sweep through each row multiple times during the week, taking only berries that peak color and sweetness. Hand-picking ensures the highest quality packs for fresh markets. As temperatures rise, morning harvest ends. Crates are moved to shaded trailers and delivered to cooling units within hours to protect the fruit's bloom, the natural powdery coating that signals freshness. In larger farms, machines take over the second phase. Modern, over-the-row blueberry harvesters straddle the bushes and move at a slow, steady pace. Flexible rods shake the branches gently. Ripe berries fall onto catching plates and move upward on conveyor belts. Air jets remove leaves and stems as the berries travel through the machine. Clean fruit drops into large bins, which can hold hundreds of pounds at a time. Mechanical harvesting covers wide acreage quickly and is used mainly for berries destined for freezing, processing, and baking products. Trucks haul loaded bins to central facilities where the berries are washed, sorted, and blast frozen within hours.
In the United States, watermelon is more than a summer treat. It's a major crop worth over $600 million annually. Florida, Texas, and Georgia lead production, sending millions of melons to markets nationwide each year. By late May, the southern fields are ready. Long green vines sprawl across sandy soil, and the striped fruits lie half-hidden under broad leaves, glistening in the heat. In family-run farms and small operations, the harvest is done entirely by hand. Workers walk the rows at dawn, when the sun is still low and the ground cool. They check the color of the rind, tap the fruit for a deep, hollow sound, a sign of perfect ripeness. Once chosen, each watermelon is cut from the vine with a short knife, lifted carefully, and passed from one worker to another in a steady rhythm. It's a team effort, a human chain that stretches across the rows, moving hundreds of pounds of fruit without bruising a single one. The pace is quick but methodical. As each melon reaches the edge of the field, it's stacked onto trucks lined with straw to prevent damage. Sweat and laughter mix with the scent of fresh cut vines. In some larger farms, crews use small field loaders to shorten the distance between pickers and trucks. But the picking itself remains personal, guided by touch, sound, and experience. Unlike mechanical crops, watermelons demand this care. Their fragile skin and heavy weight make human precision irreplaceable. By afternoon, the trucks leave for packing houses. There, workers rinse the melons, sort them by size, and load them into cool trailers. Within days, these fruits, once hidden under the vines of Florida's fields, appear in stores and markets across the country. Each one a reminder of the simple, careful work that still defines one of America's favorite harvests.
Strawberries are one of the most valuable fruit crops in the United States, generating over $3 billion in annual sales. California dominates production, accounting for nearly 90% of the country's total supply. From early spring to late summer, its coastal valleys become the heart of America's strawberry harvest. Here, every berry is still picked entirely by hand. No machine can match the care needed to handle the fruit without bruising it. Thousands of workers spread across the rows, each carrying shallow trays at their waists. They move quickly but carefully, lifting leaves, choosing the brightest red berries, and twisting them from the stem with a single motion. Each one is placed gently into the tray before the picker steps forward again. The work demands precision. A strawberry's thin skin and soft flesh leave no room for error. Pickers rely on touch, sound, and experience to judge ripeness in seconds. The field fills with quiet voices, the rustle of leaves, and the soft clink of berries meeting the trays. In the cool morning air, the scent of ripe fruit spreads through the rows. Once the trays are full, they're carried to shaded collection points and poured into larger crates. Supervisors inspect the fruit, checking for uniform color and size. Within hours, refrigerated trucks arrive to take the harvest to nearby packing houses. There, the berries are sorted, cooled, and shipped to markets across the country. Every strawberry in those baskets, every bright red fruit was picked by hand, one at a time, under California's coastal sun.
Cranberries are one of North America's few native fruit crops still grown at large scale. Each year, U.S. farmers produce over 7 million barrels, with Wisconsin leading the nation. By early autumn, the bogs of the upper Midwest turn deep red, signaling harvest season. Two methods dominate cranberry collection: dry harvesting and wet harvesting. On smaller farms or for premium fruit, dry pickers use reel machines that comb the vines gently, lifting and separating the berries without damaging their skin. But most of the nation's crop is gathered by water. Large bogs are flooded overnight, turning the fields into shallow lakes. Floating harvesters, called beaters, glide across the surface, stirring the vines below. Thousands of berries break free, buoyed by tiny air pockets inside each fruit. Within hours, the bogs shimmer red, a sea of floating cranberries stretching to the horizon. Workers in waders guide floating barriers around the crop, pulling the fruit together into dense clusters. Pumps and conveyors lift the berries from the water, rinsing and sorting them as they travel into waiting trucks. From there, the harvest heads to processing plants, where it's frozen, dried, or pressed for juice. Each acre can yield more than 200 barrels of cranberries, a vivid contrast of red fruit against golden autumn light. By season's end, the bogs are drained, the vines rest for winter, and the cycle resets.
Another widely cultivated agricultural product is the pear. Each year, Americans consume around 700,000 tons of fresh pears, making the United States one of the world's leading producers. Most pears are grown in Oregon and Washington, where the harvest season begins in late summer and stretches into early fall. Along with rising demand, harvesting methods have evolved, combining traditional hand labor with advanced mechanical handling and grading technology. Here, the harvest begins the traditional way, by hand. Workers start early, climbing aluminum ladders that lean against the trees. Canvas bags hang from their shoulders, filling slowly with freshly picked fruit. Each pear is twisted gently from its stem and placed carefully inside to avoid bruising. The air is filled with soft sounds, ladders moving, leaves brushing, voices calling between rows. Families and seasonal crews move together in rhythm, row by row, tree by tree. At the base of the orchard, filled bags are emptied into large wooden bins. Smaller pears are set aside for canning. Flawless ones are kept for the fresh market. By midday, hundreds of bins line the orchard, the scent of ripened fruit carried on the breeze. As the day warms, machinery joins the harvest. Forklifts lift the heavy bins and carry them to flatbed trailers that wait along dirt lanes. At the packing sheds, human hands and machines work side by side. Workers pour the fruit onto conveyor lines, brushes sweep away dust while cameras scan each pear, sorting by color, size, and shape. Inside the cool warehouses, temperature and humidity are tightly controlled to maintain freshness for months. From here, Oregon's pears travel across the United States and to more than 30 export markets worldwide.
Across California's Central Valley, miles of vineyards stretch beneath the summer sky. This region produces more than 80% of America's grapes. Grown for wine, juice, and raisins. When the clusters turn deep purple and the stems fade to gold, the harvest season begins. On small family vineyards, the work starts before sunrise. Pickers move quietly between the vines under dim light, their headlamps flickering through the rows. Cool air preserves the fruit's sweetness while keeping the skins firm. Each worker cuts the clusters by hand, using small knives or shears, placing them gently into shallow bins. The rhythm is slow and steady, cut, lift, and lay, repeated thousands of times each morning. Full bins are carried to nearby trailers where the grapes are sorted for local markets, wineries, or drying yards. In these fields, every crate carries the care of human hands and the patience of an entire growing season. In larger vineyards, the scale changes dramatically. Modern harvesters move methodically between the rows, guided by GPS and sensors that track vine position and ripeness. Flexible rods shake each plant just enough to release ripe grapes, while leaving the rest untouched. Within seconds, the fruit drops onto conveyors where leaves and stems are separated automatically. Each pass of the harvester replaces an entire crew, yet every motion is calibrated, fast enough for efficiency, gentle enough to protect each grape.
At full pace, one machine can gather nearly 10 tons per hour, working day and night under powerful floodlights that turn the vineyards silver in the dark. After collection, the grapes are cooled within hours to lock in flavor before heading to pressing or drying facilities. Temperature, timing, and touch. Every step matters in preserving the harvest's quality. From careful hands to precision machines, California's vineyards blend tradition and technology. Together, they form a quiet partnership between people, land, and sunlight. Every summer, the orchards of Georgia fill with the soft glow of ripened peaches. The state produces nearly 130 million pounds each year, earning its title as the Peach State. Here, harvest season begins in late May and lasts through the heat of August, when the fruit reaches peach sweetness and color. On small family farms, harvesting follows long-held tradition. At sunrise, growers walk through their orchards, baskets in hand. Each peach is twisted gently from the branch, inspected for color, and laid softly into the basket. The work is unhurried, every fruit handled with care to avoid bruising its delicate skin. In larger orchards, the harvest shifts to professional picking crews. Teams of skilled workers move through hundreds of rows, each assigned a section of trees. Wearing soft gloves and shoulder baskets, they work quickly but precisely, trained to judge ripeness by touch. The rhythm is steady: pick, turn, place, repeated thousands of times a day. Filled baskets are emptied into padded bins lined with foam to protect the fruit. Tractors and trailers follow closely behind, collecting the full bins as crews continue through the orchard. Every peach is picked by hand, its quality judged in seconds by experienced eyes. Once gathered, the fruit is taken to nearby packing sheds. Here, it's washed, sorted by size and color, and cooled immediately to preserve its flavor. Within a day, the peaches are ready for markets across the country.
Cherries are among the most valuable fruit crops in the United States, generating over $900 million each year. Washington State leads the country in production, followed by Oregon and California. With its long, sunny days and cool nights, the Pacific Northwest provides perfect growing conditions for both sweet and tart varieties. By early summer, the trees are heavy with ripe fruit, signaling the start of harvest. On small family orchards, the process remains entirely by hand. Pickers climb ladders between the branches, carrying soft buckets against their chests. Each cherry is picked by the stem, never by the fruit, to keep the skin intact. The pace is steady and precise, guided by years of experience. Hands move carefully, twisting and lifting each cluster before dropping it into the bucket. The air smells of warm leaves and ripe fruit, and the sound of quiet conversation drifts between the rows. Once full, the cherries are poured into padded bins and taken quickly to cold storage. In larger orchards, the scene changes. Rows of mechanical harvesters move slowly under the sunlight.
Hydraulic arms grip each tree and deliver short, controlled vibrations that release the cherries in seconds. Wide canvas catchers unfold beneath the branches, guiding the falling fruit onto conveyors. Leaves are blown away by soft fans as the cherries travel into bins, still bright and unbroken. Every motion is synchronized, a balance of power and precision. What once took dozens of workers now happens in minutes, covering several acres per day. From the orchards, refrigerated trucks carry the fruit to sorting lines. Here, cameras and sensors classify each cherry by size, color, and firmness before final packing. Within 24 hours, Washington's cherries are ready for markets around the world, a harvest measured not just by tons, but by perfect timing and human care.
Every year, Americans consume billions of almonds in snacks, milk, and countless everyday products. Behind this demand stands California's Central Valley, producing over 80% of the world's almonds across more than 1.6 million acres of orchards. By late summer, the trees turn dusty green, their holes split, revealing the pale nuts inside. It's the signal that harvest has begun. Across the valley, a deep mechanical hum rises. Specialized shakers grip each tree firmly at the base. A low vibration travels through the trunk, and within seconds, a rain of almonds bursts from the branches, striking the ground in a metallic rhythm. Dust swirls through the air as the machines move row by row, thousands of trees each day. In traditional orchards, the fallen almonds are left to dry under the open sky. Sweepers follow behind, brushing the nuts into long, neat windrows. Once cured, pickup machines lift them from the ground and pour them into waiting trailers. It's a process built on rhythm, patience, and the dry heat of California afternoons. But innovation is reshaping the harvest. In newer orchards, advanced harvesters perform every step in one motion. Their padded arms shake, catch, and collect simultaneously, funneling almonds directly into onboard tanks. The system eliminates ground contact, reduces dust, and saves water. Vital changes in a region shaped by drought. Each unit can harvest over 200 trees per hour, completing in days what once took weeks. At dusk, the sound of engines fades as trucks loaded with golden almonds roll toward hulling plants. The air still carries the scent of dry leaves and soil. From these orchards, millions of pounds of almonds begin their journey. Tiny seeds of labor, technology, and time, bound for markets around the world. Autumn in Turkey's Antalya and Izmir regions marks the start of pomegranate harvest. Turkey is one of the world's leading producers, supplying more than 600,000 tons each year. Because the fruit cracks easily when handled, the entire harvest is done by hand. Workers enter the orchards at first light. Heavy branches hang with deep red varieties like Hijaz and Deveci. Each fruit is checked for full color and firmness. Any with cracks or sunburn are left for processing. Harvesting is slow and precise. Pickers use sharp clippers to cut the stem cleanly. Pulling is avoided to prevent tearing the rind.
Every pomegranate is held with 2 hands and lowered gently into padded buckets. The skin is strong but brittle. One hard drop can split the fruit. Full buckets are carried to cooling facilities nearby. Quick cooling stabilizes the rind and preserves the bright color before sorting and packing.
Early summer in California's Central Valley signals the beginning of apricot harvest. The region supplies nearly all apricots grown in the United States, about 50,000 tons each year. Because the fruit bruises easily, every apricot is still picked by hand. Workers move into the orchards at first light. Branches hang low with firm orange fruit. Each apricot is checked with a quick squeeze. Only the fruit that yields slightly is removed. The picking motion is direct. Lift, twist, place. Trays are padded to protect the thin skin. Workers move steadily down the rows, keeping the fruit in single layers to prevent pressure marks. Full trays are carried to shaded bins at the row ends. Here, the fruit is cooled by natural airflow while crews rotate back into the trees. Apricots ripen unevenly, so pickers return to each block multiple times during the week. Ladders are positioned along the canopy. Pickers climb and select the upper fruit, keeping one hand on the branch and one hand on the trays. Any fruit that is dropped or squeezed too hard is discarded immediately. By midday, crates begin to fill under shade tents. These are loaded onto small forklifts and taken to cooling rooms within hours.